Hello, I'm Nick Aristu, welcoming you to the Four Seasons Hotel in Limassol, Cyprus. Today's Sharing Four Seasons video finds us in our Vivaldi Italian restaurant with our sommelier Savas, who is going to give us a few tips about champagne and wine. Savas, I know many people watching this have often had difficulty opening a bottle of champagne. So why don't you just show us the right way to do it?
Actually, opening a bottle of champagne is not that difficult. I would say that opening a bottle of wine is more difficult than opening a bottle of champagne. We just to be a little bit more careful not to hurt ourselves because there is a pressure in the bottle, and we need to take care how to open slowly, and let the cork come out slowly from the bottle, so we don't have any accidents. When you are sure that the wire is loose and is free, you don't need to take out the wire, because taking out the wire, you have to lift up your thumb, and that's when we have accidents. You take the bottle together with the wire, and still with your thumb on the top of the bottle, you start turning the bottle, not the cork, away from your body in that way. The same time, using pressure on the cork. So we don't want the cork to fly out. We want it to come out slowly and make a nice and very quiet noise, if not at all. Like this. Because a lot of pressure in the bottle, we don't want the cork to fly straight up. So the pressure goes here on the neck of the bottle and stops the pressure of throwing the cork out.
Savas, we've just opened a bottle of our house champagne, which is from the House of Ruinart. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that and champagne in general?
Yes, you're right. Our champagne, the house champagne, is the oldest champagne house in the world. The champagne we opened today is brut champagne. Brut on the label means dry. It's a dry champagne. We have different kinds of champagnes. We have rosé champagne, which is a blend of red wine and white wine. And we have also the Blanc de Blanc. The Blanc de Blanc is champagne that is made only from white grapes, the Chardonnay grapes. For you to know, the champagne is made with 3 grape varieties, 2 red and 1 white. It's Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, and the Chardonnay, the white grape variety.
That's excellent. Thanks very much, Savas. Let's move on to our white wine, which I believe is a Chablis Grand Cru. Chablis is a very famous wine, of course, and I'm sure a lot of people out there would love to know a little bit more about it. So let's see what we can tell them.
Yes, as you said, we're going to open and try a Chablis Grand Cru today. Chablis is a famous wine region in France. It actually belongs to the Burgundy region. It's just further along norther than Burgundy. It's not actually in the Burgundy region, it's further along, but it's considered to be from the Burgundy region. In France, they are very proud of their areas, their regions. That's why they call their wines with the name of the region. That's why we have Chablis, let's say here in this case. And we have today a Grand Cru. Grand Cru in Burgundy is the highest level quality wine we can get in Burgundy. Actually, it's only 33 Grand Crus in Burgundy, and that is the 2% of the white wines from Burgundy. So you can imagine what quality wine is this wine we're going to try now.
So Savas, tell me, whenever I'm in a restaurant and I'm looking at the wine list, there's always more than one Chablis to choose from. So how do I know which is the best one to go for?
Well, the easiest way, I think, is to go for the most expensive one. No, I'm joking, because not always the most expensive wine is the best wine. That is a rule. I mean, okay, expensive wines usually are good wines, but that's not always the case. On the wine list, you see the Chablis AOC, which is the widest region of the Chablis area. The wine comes from the widest region of the Chablis area. And then you see a Premier Cru, that is a more concentrated area, which is a few vineyards. And then you see the Grand Cru, which is coming only from a specific vineyard. That's why it's called Grand Cru. And of course, is the best quality wine produced there under very strict regulations. Okay, now we're going to open our Chablis. We take it out of our ice bucket. We dry it. We wipe the bottle for the excess water. Now we cut the foil underneath the lip of the bottle here. The reason we do it here is because we don't want any drops to go back on the foil just in case of some mold or dirt under the foil. Now we wipe with our towel the top of the bottle. We said sometimes storing the wine can be some dirt here or some mold underneath. So we clean that and make sure it doesn't go later into our glasses. And slowly we lift up the cork straight up. Then we move to the second level of our corkscrew and we lift up to take out the cork. In this case, the wine is okay. So we continue. Before we pour, we clean also the inside of the bottle with a clean towel, and we proceed with the tasting of our wine. Small amount to taste. Like to taste, yes.
That is a perfect Chablis. That's got some wonderful aromas, Savas.
The limestone where is grown, the vines, give us this minerality on the wine, as well as the aromas of citrus aromas. And
you can smell the barrel as well. It's matured in oak barrels.
Yes, they mature in oak barrels. These wines, they're great wines, and they can be aged from 5, 10, until sometimes 20 years. They're great wines they can keep. Usually the white wines, they're good to drink fresh and young, and 1, 2 years mostly. But the Grand Crus, they can age also for 10 to 20 years sometimes.
Excellent. So now we're going to move on to our third wine, which is a lovely Italian red, seeing as we're in the Vivaldi restaurant. And Savas is going to show us how to properly decant a bottle of red wine.
Yes, actually it's 2 reasons we decant wine. The first reason is for the young wines to soften them up and open up the aromas in the wine. And the second reason is for older wines. We want to separate the sediment from the clear wine. We don't need the sediment to come into our glasses. And now we have to light the candle. The candle we gonna need, of course, to see through the bottle when the sediments are coming out, so we know when to stop doing the decanting. We don't want the sediments coming into our decanter. So we light the candle away from the bottle. We don't want the fumes to come near the wine. We light up the candle, and then again, we put off away from the bottle. Now we clean again the bottle from the inside. We take slowly out the bottle from the basket. And now we're going to do the decanting over the flame. Looking always through the bottle to see when to stop. We don't want the sediment to go, as we said, in our decanter. Now we examine our wine on top of the flame, and we make some movements so our wine get aeration and get some oxygen into the wine and open up and soften the tannins. That's what we want. Now we're going to pour to taste our wine. You see the nice balloon glasses we have here. This is a good glass for a red wine. Of course, there are different glasses, but this is a good glass for red wine. It needs to be bigger than the average glass because we need to continue to aerate and oxygenize our wine to make it softer and bring out the aromas and flavors of the wine.
Cheers, Savas.
Cheers. Excellent wine.
Barolo is a superb wine. It's actually a very rich, powerful red wine with a lot of tannins. Which region of Italy is it from?
Yes, the Barolo is from the Piedmont area of Italy. It's northwest, actually, on the northwest part of Italy, and is made with a grape variety Nebbiolo. Nebbiolo comes from the word nebbia, which is nebbia in Italian means fog, because of the reason that the vineyards where the Barolo is made in the Piedmont region usually is covered with fog.
Ah, yes.
That's why they call
it's north and it's always fog-covered area.
That's why they call the grape Nebbiolo, from nebbia, from fog. And it makes the great wines. This is one of the greatest wines in Italy, together with Barbaresco as well. They're coming also from the same region. It's a DOCG, which is Dominazione Origine Controllata e Garantita, which again is the top level of in quality of Italian wines.
Yeah.
This wine is excellent with game, with rich sauces, and also with hard cheeses, very rich hard cheeses. Yes.
Very good.
It's a great wine.
So that's really the end of our little wine explanation. But before we go, there's one question that everybody has on their mind these days, and that's the question between what's best for the wine, a screw-top bottle or a traditional cork bottle. What's your opinion, Savas?
Yes, yes, you're right. You're right. Recently, the people they see different things in the market. They see the screw cap and they're wondering, is that a bad quality wine? What is this? You know, they really have this question. It's not bad, the screw top, because it can guarantee a quality, especially the white wines. Usually it's used for the white wines because the white wines they don't need to be aged and they have to be drunk when young and fresh. So it guarantees a quality on the wine without the cork taint,
Without
the
corking taint,
the
yes,
corking
of course.
taint, yes. So it's not bad.
So with the screw-top bottle, you won't run the risk of having mold in the wine, correct?
Yeah, you won't run the risk of having an oxidized wine, getting air into the wine, or having a corky wine, of course.
Yeah.
Again, though, is some people they like me. I like to pull up the cork, and I like the sound of it. You know, it's the tradition. Yes.
You're a sommelier. You're a traditionalist.
Of course, but again, it's not a bad thing. Somebody who sees the screw top it guarantees quality. For white wines, it's perfect. It's no problem. For young white wines to need to be drunk fresh and young, it's no problem at all.
Excellent. Savas, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
A very
pleasure.
interesting experience. And we hope you've enjoyed sharing our wine experience with us today, and that we've given you some useful tips that will help you the next time you need to select a good wine. Of course, when you're at the Four Seasons, and if you're still unsure, Savas will always be on hand to assist.